Don't ask me to rinse the dishes.
I love when he's like,
I can't do it.
do it.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Reality. Mark, are you recording yet?
Life.
Go. Do it.
I said, yep, we're recording
Oh,
right now.
okay. I thought you said nope.
I've been recording the past, 30 seconds now.
Oh, no. Oh, goodness.
Perfect. Bloopers. All right. Why is my head so big? You can't even see my background. Don't look
be
like
like
I don't have a
Wilson.
neck right
Like
now.
Wilson from Home Improvement.
Without a neck.
Yep.
Heidi ho there, neighbor. Turtle,
Well,
turtle.
Are we going to start recording, or are we just going to stare at this thing for a little bit?
Let's do it.
Just bear in mind, this is
I love
all recording right now.
Oh, that's right.
Hey, Patrick, I'm always watching.
I think we should start the show.
I think you're right. Hit that music.
Normally there would be music here.
I don't know how that works. Is that how it works? Will it play the
We need to
music?
figure out how
Not
to
on
put music
not on the
in.
video.
We need to put music in the video.
Yeah, I've got to figure that out.
We'll figure it
Wait,
out.
we don't have music before our episodes in the video?
That was
No.
just straight into the
Yeah, it's just
episode.
straight in.
What kind of garbage truck on fire are we running around here?
The kind that I don't know how to do that.
It's a bigger fire today.
Google it.
Yep,
I will.
I'll work on that.
Okay.
But anyway,
Believe you. No, you won't.
hey, that's your problem.
Let's start
No,
the
it's
show.
not.
Start
I'll
it.
forget about
Start
it. I've
Start
already
it.
forgotten about
Start
it.
it.
Do it.
Now? How about
Just-
now? How about now?
Just
Right now.
do it.
What is that?
It's like rock, paper, scissors, fire.
Vulcan?
Atomic bomb.
That's what's happening right now. Is a bomb.
I'm waiting. What?
Yeah, you need to start the show.
I need the
How to
lead
start
in.
the show? You've done it like
Gotta-
140 times.
He's got to count me off, doesn't he?
No, I mean we're
We
recording.
are recording. Just
Oh, okay.
go.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this episode 140 of the Good Morning Guys podcast, thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we continue discussing the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and play.
You're
I am one of
concerning
your
me right now.
hosts. I don't interrupt the host. I am one of your four hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer and Transition Ninja, and the man who told his wife he wouldn't be as loud this time during the podcast, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me, the judge, jury, and executioner of fake news and spoilers, Patrick Novostel.
Dude, your intro has gotten me excited. Let's go. I don't have to be loud or quiet. I can do whatever I want. I just do it. Do it.
Let's do it, my brother. On his left and my right, only in spirit, the volleyball and beast of the East, who can make you laugh in 3 words or less. Well, not tonight, Ronnie Johantis.
If he can make you laugh with him not being here, he's
Free
done
shirt.
his job.
Yep.
That's fair.
Then the final member of the GMG Quadfecta, who's got music in his heart, Doctor Who, not Doctor What or Doctor I don't know, on his brain, La Coretta in his old stomago, Marc Boucher.
I can also speak in one particular tone. I don't have to worry about what tone I'm in. I'll just continue to be monotone this whole time.
Make sure you breathe first.
Yeah. I am
was
talking
just
like a robot.
one
All right,
breath.
guys. Woo! That was fun. How do you like that little NPR intro? All right, guys, let's get into it. As is tradition, I'm going to throw a wrench into the spokes and do some first-minute housekeeping, where we offer towels, fluff pillows, topped with Andy's candies, and, of course, tip you off to the GMG news you need to know. I have housekeeping, an announcement, a big announcement for all
Is
you
it?
joiners out there.
It's huge.
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 We have formed the first official GMG stream team. The stream team, starring Marc every Tuesday and Saturday from 10 to around midnight or midnight 30. And then myself during breakfast on Tuesday, Thursday, and during lunch Monday and Friday. And then finally, making his official GMG debut, Chris the Rock Kerwin, Monday through Thursdays at the butt crack of dawn, 4 to 6 a.m. Thursdays at 10:30 to midnight.
This is
and
a
Saturday
web
and
of
Sunday,
streams. What are you
4 to 7. There will be a graphic that's
It is
coming
a,
from
it is
Patrick
a tapestry
someday.
of streaming.
A
Yes,
tapestry. Pretty much we're covering you. Listen, this is the importance. We're covering you morning, afternoon, evening, and night. GMG streams coming at you every week. And you're going to either love it or you're going to ignore our existence. Either way, it's a win. I don't know how the second one's a win, but it's a win, okay?
You can figure it out.
Speaking of our brother Chris The Rock Kerwin, he is doing an extra live stream this Thursday, probably 2 days from when this is released, 3 days, something like that,
Yeah.
2.5 days, on May 13th, Thursday. He's doing a 13-hour stream on his birthday, appropriately, and he's going to be getting as many platinums as humanly possible. He is going to be stacking those plats. A lot of those platinums that I talked about that have silly names and don't make sense and Ronnie thought I was making up, he's going to be playing them for real. And he's going to be popping plats. It's going to be awesome. So joiners, if you got some time on Thursday, most of it's going to be during the day because he took the day off from work, and that's pretty much his streaming time. He's going to be streaming starting at like 4 a.m. Eastern and then peppered throughout the whole day until until 9 or 10 o'clock. He's going to be streaming. So check him out at twitch.tv/Chris something. I totally botched
Chris
that.
the Rock
Did not
13,
prepare.
I believe.
Thank you, Chris the Rock 13. Dang it, I should have said that. That's what I thought in my head, and then I thought Kerwin also, and I was like, why did he put
it's
Kerwin?
13 on the 13th for 13 hours.
Exactly. Chris the Rock 13. Find him. Twitch.tv. So that's the big announcement. Stream Team and Chris the Rock stream. Please check him out. He's a great guy and our good buddy and friend. Enjoy her. Beyond that, please rate and review us. Like who did the other day, Patrick? Who rated and reviewed us the other day? We won't mention which day it was, but it was just the other day.
It's one of those days.
It was recent. It was very recent.
It was recent day this year.
We got a review from the Mountain Nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caleb Ardwin.
And it says, these guys are hilarious. Love listening to them every week. !
Oh, wait, we just got one exclamation point? I wanted at least 3.
Yeah.
Next time, Caleb, I need 3 exclamation points. Okay?
Next review.
Yeah, next review. We appreciate that, though. What was that on, by the way?
It.
Was that an Apple or
that was on
Stitcher?
Podchaser.
Podchaser, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sweet action. Well, folks, like the Mountain Nerds and Caleb, you can rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, or Stitcher, and it would be fantastic if you did. And we appreciate those kind words from you, Caleb. We love you, man.
Mm-hmm.
For real, regardless of how many exclamation marks. You're our buddy.
But you should work on that.
Yeah, but seriously, at least 3 exclamation marks. That was not enough. Okay, Moving on. Also, you can join us on Discord and Twitter if you want to hang out, talk, chat about games, life, God, plops, whatever. The world is your oyster.
What does that mean?
I know. Do people still use that phrase? I know I just said it, but I don't really know what it
Sparingly,
means.
but yes.
I mean, the world is your oyster. Who really wants that? And the oysters stink. So
Yeah.
do you really want the world to smell like an oyster?
Quick
the world
run
is
to
your
the Google
garbage
machine.
bag.
Yeah, check that out. Give us the original derivative meaning. Is derivative,
I
is that
need
the
to
right
know.
word? Yeah.
Origin.
Origin. Go, Mark. Faster.
Mark will get us to it.
Working on it.
We'll figure it out. I mean, while he's figuring it out, what do you think oyster, like with the world is your oyster, is it like something to do with like a pearl that's inside of an oyster?
Maybe it has something special inside, like a Cracker Jack box.
The world is your Cracker Jack box prize.
The world is your Cracker. The world's my Cracker Jack box. That's even. I think that's not as old as The World is Your Oyster, but that's like the 1930s or 20s edition of The World is Your Oyster. What would nowadays be? The world is your Happy Meal.
The
You do
world. Yeah, I don't know.
The world is your
The world is a vampire.
vampire. Doom, 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 doom.
Stop to dry.
That's the 90s version of that phrase. What's
The world
20,
is your smashing pumpkin.
2020s version?
Anywho, I think Mark, you got it.
I do.
Okay,
What is it?
The
Let's hear it.
phrase was coined by William Shakespeare.
I thought you were going to say
Shatner.
William Shatner.
that
The
would've been
world
awesome.
is Your oyster.
The world is on the wing. Something.
There's something.
Anyways, what?
No, but you can't just tell us who made it up. That doesn't help
So
us.
he
We don't
used
even know
it
that guy.
in his play, The Merry Wives of Windsor. And
So far,
it's
this
weird.
is not very
it's
riveting.
so out of context.
I like our made-up version better.
Yeah.
We should go onto Wikipedia and change it. See how long it lasts. We get like 5 minutes in, and they'll delete it and change it back to what it's supposed to be.
No, it'll get people talking. It'll be trending on Twitter. Take the
William
world by
Shatner
storm.
Came up with this phrase: "The world is your
It
oyster."
reminds me of like Michael Scott from The Office.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like,
The
you
Wayne
miss
Gretzky
100%
quote.
of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky.
Michael Scott.
Michael Scott. Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
that checks out.
Two people talking, and the first guy says, "I will not lend thee a penny." And then the other guy says, "Why then the world's mine oyster, which I with sword will open."
I
I'm
never
glad we
understood.
don't say it
I
like
never
that. The
understood.
world is yourn oyster.
Yorn.
Well, he said, "The world is mine oyster." That's what he said. So then, if you're talking to you, then it's yourn oyster.
Sure.
Isn't that how the old English language works?
Hold on. Fact checking.
Click, 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 click. You got to do it like the cat. in the GIF.
Let's just fact checking right now. Fact checking. Yeah. Doesn't check
Like a
out.
T-Rex. Doesn't check out. I don't believe you. I think it does.
Incorrect.
Here in Brazil, it works.
Okay.
All right, fine, Mr. Fact Checker. If you're so smart, then why don't you give your update first with what's new news?
So I'm
buddy?
gonna give you guys the choice. You want to hear my life first or my gaming update first?
Gaming update, duh.
Duh.
I want to hear if you actually made it to the majors, stayed in
Okay.
the majors, and won a World Series before they kicked you out and found out you were fake.
So okay, continuing from last week's episode where I was talking about my
Last time on
my
Good Morning Guys.
my meteoric rise into AAA, not into the majors.
$58,000 rise.
Yeah, the 58,000 garbage. So so I played a couple more seasons. I finished out my contract with the Reds, and so I decided to sign a 3-year deal with them, and they were going to give me like $650,000 a year for 3 years. I was like, okay. First year they didn't play me, just maybe 40 games, and I'm like, okay, like I have better stats than all these other people. When you put me in, I play and I do well. I help you win. So the next year I play about 100 games, and because I played less than like 130 or something games, like I wasn't in like the league leaders stats and all that stuff. So even though I had a better stats than a lot of the players, it didn't count because I didn't play enough. So in my last year with the Reds, it was my contract year. So they brought me up into the majors. I stayed there and I played 158 games. I led the league in average. I led the league in home runs, and I led the league in RBIs.
Triple crown, baby.
Triple crown. That's what they call when you lead those 3 categories, you get the triple crown. I
learned
also
that
won
last week from you.
I won the home run derby, and I was the
Dang.
All-Star Game MVP. I was like on fire.
You're the Babe Ruth of the Reds.
Yep.
Baby Ruth.
Oh, Baby Ruth. She was a great one.
Took
wasn't
the
she?
team to the World Series, and we won in the year 2026. So it was 2026. Won. And I'm like, yes, this is what happens when you give me the opportunity to play in the majors. We're gonna win. So it's my contract year, and they come back. They're like, hey, we're gonna give you like $1 million for another year. And I was like, okay, fine, sure, that's fine. I don't, because I'm young, maybe that's what the game works. They're not gonna give me a lot of money up front. So I did 1 year, and they started playing me again sparingly. Like I just led the league in every single category, took you to the World Series, and you're not going to play me every day. And you're just going to throw me as a pinch hitter. I played maybe like 58 games, and my agent, he sends me a message. He's like, how's it going? I was like, it could be better. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm not happy with the Reds. Get me out of here. He's like, well, you still have, this is the rest of your contract for this year. You got arbitration for the next year. And I'm like, get me out of here. Whatever it takes, get me out of here. Because I was tired of the Reds monkeying around with me and my playing time. So they traded me, and I didn't get to choose. They traded me to the Tampa Bay Rays.
And
So
there it
I
is.
was on one of the best teams in the majors with the Reds. And then I got traded to the Rays, who were one of the worst teams in the majors. So I was like, okay. And then I played the rest of the season. We didn't make the playoffs. I was like, fine, I'll get a fresh start. But I was playing every day. And I was batting third, which is like the sweet spot. Your number 3 batter is usually the best hitter on your team. It's either going to get hits, on base, home runs. It's great. So I'm like, they appreciate me. I played every single day. The end of the year comes, my contract is up, and they're like, hey, we'll give you $1 million or $2 million for 1 year. And I was like, yeah, I'll come back to you if you're going to play me every day. So now I am in my first season with the Tampa Bay Rays, and I'm playing every single day. I have not sat at all. I have
Nice.
not pinch hit at all. And we are, so I went from the Tampa Bay Rays, who were the worst team in the majors last year. This year, with me on the team and me hitting the ball around, we are 40-15 right now. We are the best team in the majors right now.
Well done.
And I'm turning the Tampa Bay Devil Rays around. However, I only have 1 year with the Rays. I'm going to try as best as I can to get this team to the World Series. We're looking good in the beginning, but I kind of posted it a little bit on Discord, and Corey Fouch was like, "Hey, why don't you try to go with the St. Louis Cardinals?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm going to be. I want to end my year with the Rays, and I want to see if I can sign with the Cardinals, so I can stick it to the Reds."
Yeah,
The Reds
there you
were
go.
just
That's
even
what
though
I like to see.
even though I helped them win the World Series, I'm like, I hate you guys for taking forever bringing me up.
You're like the LeBron James of baseball.
I was like, I'm going to take my talents to Tampa Bay, and then
That's
I'm going to
right.
take my talents to St. Louis. I'm going to
And
help
I'm gonna
everyone win a
punch you in the
championship.
face.
Yeah, maybe that's why
All right.
I'm not getting paid. They didn't want to play me because I was just disgruntled.
Chip
But
on your shoulder.
Old spiteful Pat Novosel.
I know it was
I think
so
they-
frustrating. And like all right, I hit one of the last year that I with the Reds, I hit 84 bombs. 84.
Dang,
And the
that's
most
a lot.
anybody's ever hit, I think, is like 73. I think Barry Bonds did that back in like 2000 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I hit more than him, and the Reds come back. Oh, here's $1 million. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm
Doesn't make
breaking
any
records,
sense.
winning the World Series, winning the home run derby, All-Star game MVP, and then here's $1 million. I'm like,
I'm glad you dumped them. They were not appreciating you.
It just
no,
sounds like MLB The Show's cheapskates.
Yeah.
yeah,
MLB The Sham is what it should be called. MLB
exactly.
The Sham 20-0.
Yeah. So it's 2027, I think now, or 2028, one of the years. And I'm gonna take the Tampa Bay the World Series, move over to St. Louis, and I just can't wait till I play the
Predictions.
Reds and
All
just
right.
stick it to them.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Can't wait to hear about it next week. You single-handedly,
well,
you'd be like
yeah.
Bugs Bunny. You'd be like Bugs Bunny in that cartoon where he like takes down the team by himself. He's like the pitcher, the catcher, the outfield. You seen that? Anyone?
Yeah.
Am I
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
First
okay.
base.
That's an old school. That's an old school one. Yeah.
That is an old one. I watched that with my kids a couple weeks ago when we didn't have the internet and all we had was Looney Tunes. I was like, hey, let's watch this. My
Or if
daughter's
you
like,
wanna-
this is weird. I'm like, you know it. This is what we grew up
That's
with.
the point.
That's
Exactly.
the whole point.
The new school one is the Sonic movie where he did the same thing.
Oh,
Yep.
did he?
Sure
Yeah.
did.
Spoilers. I haven't watched that yet. We need to watch it.
Ooh, yeah, dude, definitely need to. So that's pretty much what all I've been playing this past week is MLB The Show. I played a little bit of Apex. The new season came out. Played a couple nights this past week. Got a few wins, and yeah, it's the update is for the map. Not they like only updated a part of the map and not the whole entire map. So it's a little letdown there. But the new legend's pretty fun. Having a good time with her. But yeah, that's all I've been doing for in games. This coming week, Mass Effect Trilogy Remaster comes out on Friday. So I'm pretty sure this MLB The Show, I'm going to be kicking to the curb and playing Mass Effect. So sorry, MLB. I really want to stick it to the Reds. I'm going to try my best to get to that point, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. But yeah. So that's my gaming update. Life update is next. So I had this past, I think it was Thursday or Friday of last week. I usually leave the house about 7:15 in the morning to be able to get to work on time. I woke up at 7:15 this day, and I'm like, my wife was like elbows me. She's like, "Are you gonna get up?" I'm like, "What time is it?" She's like, 7:15, and I shot up out of bed like someone just pushed me, and so I ran to the bathroom, and my son is in there, and I'm like, dude,
Toss him out.
I was like, buddy, what are you doing? He's like, I'm pooping. I'm like, well, I'm coming in. And I like barrel in, and he's sitting there and he's playing his Switch while he's taking a dump.
Oh,
What a good
that's
son.
your son.
You raised him this way. You raised him. You're the reason.
So I hop in the shower. I'm in the shower like a minute. Like I'm like super trying to go super fast. And I jump out and I dry off, go to the bedroom, change, get back into the bathroom to go brush my teeth. And he's just getting off the toilet. And he's just starts stomping. And I'm like, buddy, what are you doing? He's like, there's ants. And I was like, what do you mean there's ants? He's like, there's ants in my shoe. I was like, what do you mean there's ants in your shoe? He's like, it feels like there's ants in my shoe. And I'm like, oh, buddy, your leg fell asleep. You were on the toilet for too long.
Like a pro.
Yes. Oh man. But how innocent of a comment that was, that he feels like there's ants in his shoe. I'm like, yep. You got to make sure there's like a point where you need to get up, otherwise you're gonna have ants in your shoes. Definitely fell into that trap many times. This past Saturday we went to Kings Island, and it was opening day for Kings Island, and they have less restrictions this year.
That's good.
Where you don't need to wear a mask while you're outside.
Nice.
If you go inside, you need to wear a mask.
Mask up.
Yep. So we went there and it was packed. It was first day. Everybody from last year who had a season pass had a season pass this year too. So it was just so many people, but it felt like it was like a normal day, like pre-COVID day.
Cool.
It was awesome. So we had a good time there. We were there for like 3 hours, rode 2 rides. And yeah, we kind of looked at each other like, every line's going to take us 45 minutes to get through. Why don't we just go get a funnel cake and get out of here? So we got in another line, because the credit card machines were like, it took about a minute and a half for them to work.
Oh no.
So there was lines for funnel cake. I'm like, well, I mean, we can either be in line for a ride, or we can be in line for funnel cakes. And the kids chose funnel cakes.
Wise choice. Food is always the best option.
Yeah. So then we got out of there. And then on Sunday, it was Mother's Day. So we had our family over. My brother, his wife and kids, my sister, her husband, their kids, my parents, all over for Mother's Day. And it was the first time that we all got together since like January of last year.
Wow.
And I was able to hold my nephew Felix for the first time. He was born in like October, November. I don't really know the exact day. It was late October, early November. Well, I haven't seen him. Like it's like he's gotten so big. It's like, well, I really haven't seen him.
He just looked at you and your
know?
hair and was like, "Who is this guy?"
No. So I look a lot like my brother. So he was just like, like with kids and babies and toddlers, like you pick them up, they're gonna touch your beard, and it's just like a thing they do. So I guess that really helped, and we had a good time. Really excited to have a family over for the first time and hanging out. So many more times to come now that we're all vaccinated.
Sweet.
But yeah, that's I think that's about it for me this past week. Who do we want to go next? Mark?
Well, I suppose I am going next. Indeed.
I don't know if that's actually where Mark is, but that's where it is on my screen.
Not,
How about this? Here?
Try this. Or no, the other way. This.
Nope,
the other way.
Dang it,
the other way.
Before.
Down.
What?
Down. down and to your left.
He was like, "How about this one?"
Hey, Mark, it's
Up
your
there.
turn. Yeah, you,
there.
right there. Mark, you go. Oh, hi, Mark.
Hello there. So yeah, this week's been weird. It's been weird.
How weird was it?
It's funny you should ask that. So for like a couple of days this week, I felt like the what popped into my head was the title of that Lemony Snicket movie, A Series of Unfortunate Events. It's just a bunch of just things happening, like going wrong, and I felt like I had the proverbial cloud over my head a little bit. One of the things I will mention that is part of that I'm gonna save for our topic.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, but just had a lot of craziness on Tuesday and Wednesday. Between the thing that happened and I was supposed to go to my cardiologist appointment, and when I went to my appointment, and I sat down, we had a horrible thunderstorm roll through, and it knocked out the power at the at the doctor's office. So I had to reschedule the appointment. And then at about 4:00 the following morning, some idiot decided to slam into a utility pole near our house.
Hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Always drink your coffee before you get in your car.
Yeah, I guess. And he fled the scene apparently, which was
No
fantastic.
way. Are you serious?
Yeah. So yeah,
Never catch me.
completely knocked out. You never.
When does that ever work for anyone? It's like,
I mean,
there's my
doesn't work in
car, and all
Florida.
my license
Cops.
and registration is attached to
Yeah.
my license plate.
But I'm gonna run.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know if he fled the scene in his car. Is my thing. Like,
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm
that's
saying.
true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way,
He left some evidence behind. Some
Yeah.
pretty easy evidence for
Yeah.
police to track him down.
Yep. But yeah, he struck the utility pole, knocked the utility pole over, and
Jerk.
so because of that, 1,500 houses lost power for the better part of
What?
Yeah, for the better part
wow,
of
that's a lot.
that day, Wednesday. It did not come back on until 6:00 that evening, which I was actually thankful for, because they were saying that it wasn't going to come on until the following day at 4:30. So the fact that it came back on when I was out of town, in teaching, or not teaching, leading worship team practice. My wife texted me and she's like, "Guess what just came back on?" I was like, "Yes, thank you."
Can play my Apex later.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. But in fact, I crashed later. I crashed as in slept. I did not physically.
I was
crash.
like, oh no, you can't do what that guy did.
I know.
No
Nope.
crashing.
Nope. All the utility poles, other poles were spared.
We're safe. Nice.
Good.
Yep. But yeah, it just seemed like it was just one thing after another of just unfortunate things. I think the following night, our toilet overflowed. It backed up and overflowed.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Pat, I totally thought you were about to drop an F-bomb.
Fudge. Me too. I was like, where's this going? Oh, fudge.
I was like, Pat, family friendly. Gosh.
What the fudge happened?
Oh, you see this gutter right here? That's where your mind is. Dirty.
But yeah, it's just a bunch of crazy stuff. But it got
Hold
better.
on, I gotta go back to this. I pointed up for the gutter.
I mean, there's
I meant
gutters.
down.
I mean, the gutters on your roof.
That's not where
Is that what they're
garbage is,
called?
though.
You're right. That's true. But I was trying to help you out there. But
Oh man.
But no. But
Wow.
things got better.
Hopefully.
The cycle was broken. But yeah, things got
Was the
better.
toilet broken?
No. Thankfully.
Was that
Everything?
pre or post flush that it overflowed?
That was
TMI?
That was post flush.
And it's so scary when the water is coming up. You're like,
Oh,
no,
man.
You literally could have heard me go, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
no.
Yeah. I always know when the kids are like, Dad,
Yeah,
Dad, and they start to panic. I know what that means.
yeah. And that was a horrible time because you know me, I'm germophobic OCD. So yeah, that was an experience.
Ugh.
But anyway, let's turn away from that.
You brought it up.
I did. I'm just not going to dwell there too long.
Fair enough.
But no, and then of course Sunday was Mother's Day, as Pat mentioned, and so we went to my parents' house and had a little bit of lunch together. My parents made a breakfast quiche and
Oh, yes.
and a fruit pizza, which
Ooh,
basically
no.
well, it was basically a sugar cookie kind of but it was
I'm in.
like a cake kind of sort of, but it was
Patrick's not sure.
I don't. You went from fruit pizza to cookie. I'm like, I don't.
the
Trying to
crust.
Finish.
The crust.
Yeah,
is,
I know. That's why I was being quiet. I
Yeah.
was squinting because I'm trying
Your
to process
face was
it.
not being quiet. Your face was like,
You're doing like the Leonardo DiCaprio squint. But yeah, it's the crust was like a sugar
The
cookie
Godfather.
kind of thing. On this the day of my daughter's wedding.
a sugar cookie. A sugar cookie fruit pizza. How could you do this to me? I expected much more than a fruit pizza.
So the crust was a sugar cookie, and the kind of icing was a strawberry cream cheese, topped with multiple types of fruits like strawberries and blueberries and raspberries and kiwi.
Patrick's like
It's
a
too
roller
many.
coaster of
It's
emotions.
too many. Like you said strawberries. I'm like, okay, that's good. But then you went on and on. It's like,
Mark, I like it. I'd eat that.
So
you it tastes like feet.
I like it.
how do you know feet don't taste good?
Exactly.
Good point. But I can pretty much infer that it
Yeah,
did.
you have a good idea. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but if you know me at all, like I do not like fruit. I
I think you
don't.
say feet.
That
I don't
as
like
well.
feet. Feet pizza.
I cannot
A
say
sugar cookie.
I've
I
had
thought you were
the
gonna say something else.
I've had the metaphorical
fudge.
foot in my mouth, but not an actual foot in my mouth.
We're going off the rails. I'm sorry.
So
Welcome to the Good Morning Guys podcast. Yeah, you know me. I don't like fruit. I don't. I've tried it many times throughout the course of my life, and I just don't like it.
I'm praying for you.
Well, your prayers may be answered even now, because I actually liked it. I really liked
Nice.
this fruit pizza.
Slap it on a sugar
some
cookie, and
Yeah.
Mark is in.
Hey, spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down.
No, it goes with
So-
this fruit sugar cookie sandwich.
Yep.
I don't want to eat this banana.
Listen,
Put it in a sugar
the
cookie
fruit
sandwich.
still
I'll eat it.
entered my body. That was the point.
I hear you, man. Sugar makes everything better.
Yep.
Well, the only way that our kids are allowed to have that kind of stuff is they eat their fruit first. Maybe if I tell them like, hey, you can just smash 2, chocolate chip cookies, and then just throw some fruit in them.
Still
Yeah.
counts.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
maybe not pineapple because that would be gross.
Yeah,
No,
no.
I would veto that.
There was no pineapple on this one. There was kiwi, and I don't like. No, I can't.
That's
go
even
that-
borderline. Kiwi on a sugar cookie?
Yeah, I can't go that far. But no, it was really good. I actually enjoyed it.
Sounds
So,
like it. Not to Patrick, but I like it.
Yeah,
Nah.
it's all good.
I'll pass on that grass, but you can have more. If I don't have any more for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll have your slices.
Exactly. Every time my son's a real picky eater. Every time he's like, I don't want any, and I'm like, dips.
Yoink.
Just get right in there. That's why dads get fat, because we're like, all right, I'll eat it then.
But yeah, so we had a good time with my family, which was awesome, and then we saw her family, later in the evening, just for a little bit though, because they had gone to Olive Garden for lunch with some of her extended family. So by then they were kind of like, because this place was like an hour plus away. So by evening, her parents were like, "Nah, we're just gonna chill out. We're just gonna hang out." So we just went over there, gave my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law their presents and stuff for Mother's Day.
Nice.
And hung out with them for a little bit. But that's pretty much everything on the IRL front. But gaming-wise, I definitely jumped into Apex Season 9. We streamed it, but also have been playing it on my own as well. Played it with Patrick and Justin, and also been playing on my own a little bit. I am super digging the new Arenas mode
Yes.
that they have there. I've actually been playing that more than I've been playing the Battle Royale lately. It's a lot of fun. It's very much within the same vein of Valorant, if you've ever seen that played, where there's basically a buy phase to start out, where you purchase your weapons and any healing items that you need, and then you start the round. It's multiple rounds. It has to be the winning team has to be 2 over the other team, so you have to have 2 in a row over the other team in order to win. Eventually, you can go as far as, I think it's like 9 rounds, where it goes into a sudden death mode to close it out. But in between rounds, before that, you kind of earn in-game points. They're called crafting medals. You can pick them up off the map, or you earn them by kills or winning the round. And then you enter another buy phase. And the more crafting medals you have, the more you can buy better weapons and more healing items and things like that, and upgrade your weapons, so you have better advantage.
How much is the fruit pizza with the sugar cookie in
It is
arena mode?
25,000 crafting medals.
Count me in. Deal me in. I want it.
Just imagine throwing a fruit pizza at a character.
Hey, if I was against Patrick, he would dodge it and fall off a cliff, and I would win.
Yep.
He'd be like, "Not the sugar cookie fruit pizza."
I just kneel and just take it. Just it's all yours, man.
Yep, you win.
But no, it's a lot of fun. I've won. I think I've lost more than I've won still, but I've still gotten more wins. I think more wins per play time than I have times winning in the Battle Royale mode.
All right. Yep.
Because typically, in a given evening, sometimes we don't come away with wins, but sometimes if we do, it's an average of probably 1 to 2 wins a night.
Mm-hmm.
And so with arenas, I've walked away with 3, 4, 5 wins. But it's been a lot of fun. I'm very much enjoying that and figuring out which weapons I want to use, and I'm using different characters because it's different to have something like a deathmatch type thing for arenas, to kind of strategize and use your characters that way compared to Battle Royale.
Right.
So it's interesting to try to figure that stuff out. But yeah, been having a lot of fun with that. And then this past Saturday night, still going on with the Royale Rumble over on the GMG Twitch channel, where we played some Fortnite, which I jumped in with Caleb from the Mountain Nerds, who needs to work on his exclamation points. And also Mr. Tim Paulin, Captain Bacon himself.
Yeah.
And unexpectedly, he kind of just jumped in, but we were happy to have him there. The super listener, Chad Fackler.
Oh, a super listener, Chad Fackler sighting. Nice.
Yeah. And also Jen was in the background talking to us.
Nice.
So, but yeah, we all played Fortnite together. I of course had to get the 0 Point Batman skin. That needed to happen
for sure.
But it's really cool. I actually had a lot of fun. We had a couple of wins that night, and just getting used to playing Fortnite again. And yeah, you do not have to build, and you can still edge out just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was pretty happy about. And yeah, I'm definitely down to play again. So any of our Fortnite players out there who wants to jump in on a given night, and if I'm free, I'm in.
Once they drop that Superman outfit costume skin, I am gonna.
That's got to be coming.
Right? I mean, Batman. Come on.
I feel
Superman's
like
next.
they're dropping a Beast Boy skin. In
Before
like
Superman.
yeah, that
Superman.
they're doing Teen Titans stuff. Before Superman, so that's kind of weird. But it'll be there. If they've had Flash and Batman and the Teen Titans, I mean, come on.
What do they have against Superman? Who do I have to talk to?
Who hurt you?
Epic, if you're listening, get on it.
Mm-hmm.
Make me happy.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that is pretty much it for me. Lucas, how was your week?
Well, my week, good sir, was pretty eventful, pretty fun, pretty crazy. At times, very stressful because, as you may or may not know, we're still getting unpacked, still moving into our new house. As you know, when you move into a house, you don't just go in and then just open all the boxes and just everything just goes in its place amidst work, amidst life, again, amidst parenting, amidst Mother's Day, amidst celebrating your 16th wedding anniversary, all that other jazz. You got things to do. So it was a pretty fun week. But before I get into that, I'm going to double back because I want to talk about gaming first.
Do it.
Why? Because I can. Because I changed my mind. I'm not ready to talk about real life. I want to talk about the digital life in the gaming realm.
I mean, isn't that really what we do anyways? We're like, you know what? I could clean the dishes, but I got to play another level of Dead Cells.
Oh, man, there's been far less of that in this new house. It's been annoying.
Oh,
I'm just like, I got all these dishes. I should probably wash them, I guess. And then I wash them instead of playing Rocket League. I'm like, what is wrong with me? What have I become?
Especially when you don't have internet for 2 weeks.
I know. Well, it's even worse now that I have internet.
Oh.
So earlier this last week, did not have internet still, so I was just playing them arcade games. I actually kind of got it out of my system. I've given up, at least temporarily, on Enter the Gungeon. As I said last week, I stink, and Ronnie's not here to defend it, so I'm moving on. I did break out Pac-Man Championship Edition 2. I don't know if you guys have played Champion Edition 1. Patrick
sure haven't.
I saw you streaming it today, and I'm like, I don't even know what's happening. It is like if it's ADD on steroids.
It really is.
I didn't know what was that. Like, I was trying to follow it. I'm like, I don't know what you're doing. Like, what is?
So, yeah. So
I was like, this isn't the Pac-Man I grew up with.
No, it's not even. It's barely the Pac-Man you've grown up with, and it gets really complicated and really like convoluted. It does give you like a 10-step tutorial where it teaches you all the different things you can do. It's no longer like just move around wherever you want, eat the pellets. Yeah, eat the pellets to make the ghost turn blue and eat them till they go back, and then survive until you get all the pellets. Now it's like you have to go by the the sleeping ghosts to then create like a ghost train, and then in order to change to the next level, you eat the fruit, and once you eat the fruit, it changes the map. And once you change the map like 3 times, if you eat enough pellets, it'll give you your one magic pellet that makes the ghost turn blue. And at this point, if you've done it right, all 4 ghosts have like a train of like 20 ghosts behind them, and then you have to eat them, and then like do an ultimate mega
And
combo.
at this point,
and-
I turn the game off.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed it, but I like I am the master at the squinting. You were getting the double rock eyebrow over there.
Oh, I'm
from
sure I
Marc. Like,
was.
he was going back and forth. Like, he was out on step 2.
And when I say it out loud, it really sounds awful, but I enjoy it. It's fun. It has different mazes. I haven't unlocked. There's adventure mode in it, but I haven't unlocked it yet.
Is that
But,
like an RPG 3D world like Super Mario
No.
Brothers?
I don't. Gosh, I hope not. That would be awful. Those were terrible. Did you ever play those 3D Pac-Man games back
What?
on the Wii? Yeah, there were 3D
No.
Pac-Man games on the Wii. He had like arms and legs and ran around in a world where
Like Sonic 3D?
something
But
like
Pac-Man?
that. Yeah, I don't know. I like saw them like in my peripherals and was like, no, thank you.
No, I left Pac-Man in
gotta have a map.
my like single digit years. I'm like, yeah, I got other games I want to play.
Yeah, I
than
got
Pac-Man.
bigger fish to fry. Well, I still like.
Yes.
I still like my Pac-Man.
I
So
got Spike going on over here in
I
MLB.
played. Yeah, you got your Reds treating you terribly.
Yeah.
I at least have a future with Pac-Man.
Okay.
Pac-Man's treating me right. So yeah, so I've been playing that. I beat Nex Machina, which I do not recommend it for those who get frustrated easily. This game has like 6 or 7 worlds you go through, and it is fast paced. It's a shoot 'em up. Like there are bullets and there are enemies every which way. There are humans to rescue. I got to the final regular boss. I didn't face the Nex Machina like king boss because you have to reach him on veteran difficulty, I think, and I only did it on experience, which is normal. But I used at least 30 continues on just the final boss. It starts you out with 99, and by the time I beat the final boss, I had 12 lives left, or like 12 continues left. So I burned through, I think the math checks out, 77 continues. Patrick, does that follow? 77
Sure. I wasn't even
continues.
listening, so that's probably right.
Oh, great. Thanks. I'm glad what I have to say means that much. Means that much to you, jerk. Okay, moving on. Yeah. So
You started talking about Next Machina, and I'm like,
ooh, I'm out. Yep.
yeah, I know.
Anywho.
I know that's not one of my games.
No, it isn't. It's
Yeah.
it's all me every day with the arcade. But the internet eventually came back, and I got back to, of course, Rocket League. Got back to Rocket League and Diablo with Chris, and it was fantastic. We played some matches a variety of times of Rocket League, and he brought out his old-fashioned Grandpa Dribbler moves, which if you know anything about Grandpa Dribs, that's one of Chris's other nicknames, where he just pretty much, like, when he gets the ball midfield, and he'll just slowly curve off, dribble the ball like a grandpa, and just eventually, and he'll score half the time. Like, it's nuts. Like the other players like miss him, and they just don't expect him to. I don't know what they expect him to do, but he somehow
Not do that.
uses his Jedi Grandpa Dribs mind tricks on him and scores every time. And then appropriately in Diablo, I found like a legendary sword, and I was like, you know what, Chris, I want you to have this. And he identified it, and it was called the Grandfather Sword. And I was like, it was made for you, Grandpa Dribs.
Meant to be.
Use that sword.
It is
And
your
it-
destiny.
And it made him like mega OP. Like it like doubled or tripled his attack
It
damage.
unlocked
was
his
awesome.
inner power.
It did.
His
His
latent
latent Canadian potential. And he just like was like tossing maple syrup at bad guys and like lighting them
Why
on
did you
fire
get
and
rid of the
stuff.
sword? Sounds amazing.
I know. Once I saw what he got, I was like, dang it, I wanted that. No, I'm just kidding. It was great to have him with the grandfather sword. It was very appropriate.
Nice.
Besides that, I am working on platinum number 225. I am at the end of my hard difficulty playthrough of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and today I had plans to stream it, show the world.
I was
get
ready.
that plat.
Yes.
Guess what? Last
Yes.
chapter, not streamable.
Why?
They literally block
Makes
the entire last chapter.
What
I
the
don't.
heck? First
You
off,
need-
the game's like how many months old now?
I know. Turn that switch off. Change it to normal. Let people stream it.
That's
Yeah.
messed up.
Nonsensical. I was very disappointed. Disappointed.
Disappointed.
Exactly. That's how I felt. and I played for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Patrick got on and was like, "Here we go. Wait, what's happening?" I, I can
Yeah.
finally watch a
I have a
stream,
few
and
minutes to watch, and nothing. And
it
then
was just a
Pac-Man
blue
came on. I'm
stream.
like, all right, come on.
I'm out of here. Get this
I
garbage out of
stuck with
here.
it until the end of the stream,
Yeah.
though.
Get this gutter game out of here.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, but I'm probably gonna get it off screen tomorrow, and then I got to make up for my lost gaming time. So my lost streaming time. I didn't stream very much. So, but yeah. So that was the gaming life. In the real life, of course, Mother's Day was Sunday, and that was fun. Got to talk with all three of my moms through FaceTime, and for the mother of my children, I cooked lunch and tried to take care of my lady, and it was a good day. We took naps.
Oh, that's the
hung
best
about.
day.
I mean, come on. It's like, come on. The best gift is the gift of napping. Come on. So we did that, and so back to circling back to what I said originally, moving in, unpacking. There's a phrase in Portuguese, aos poucos, which means little by little. That is like the phrase for unpacking for us. Little by little. It's like, hey, what are we going to do? Let's unpack this box. We made the mistake on Saturday to have a list of like 5 to 10 things we were going to do. I think we completed one, and then we half completed like 4 things. And we were like, woo, got it done. I'm feeling good. Moving on. It was awful because we were going to like hang some stuff, and I found out we didn't have any wall anchors. And then the shop was closed, so I couldn't get any supplies because like on Saturday and Sunday, everything closes after like 3:00. Yeah, that's kind of rough. So, but we moved on, and we found other things to do. Every day we're discovering new ways to live life and to do things around this house. One of the challenges we have before us, actually one of the blessings we have before us, is everybody has pretty much their own bathroom. Both my kids have their own bathroom. Like every bedroom is a suite. Actually, every bedroom is a suite except for mine and Mindy's. Our bathroom is on the opposite side of the living room. And so not only is our bathroom on the opposite side of the living room, but after 10:00, the water shuts off. So we have to find other ways to live life, and we get one last flush for the night, and we have to use bottled water to brush our teeth or go downstairs to the kitchen. Yeah, it's
why does the water shut off at 10
interesting.
o'clock?
So the landlord said that the reason it gets shut down is to save water. That's all. The neighborhood, like everybody loses the use of
Say it's like 11 p.m.
Correct.
and you just had some dinner that is
Yep.
rumbling around the old stomach area.
You better hope there's still that one flush left, or
Do
I'm gonna have to. I'm
Are
gonna have
there
to invade
woods? Are there woods near you?
There are, but the mosquitoes will get me.
Oh my gosh.
No, my kids. So here's how it works. It's not the whole house. It's just our bathroom.
Oh.
Oh,
Isn't that fun?
No,
It's our
that doesn't make
bathroom. So
how does that make sense?
here's how it works. You have the street water, right? And that's what gets shut off. But our tank, our water tank is like separate, and like as you use the water, the street water fills it. But our bathroom's the only one that's only directly connected to the street water. And so when the street water gets shut off, our bathroom stops with the water flow. But every other water source in the house continues to use the water tank. And so
Oh, so you get to wake up your kids with the
exactly with my dinner rumbling in my tummy. I've done that a couple times.
Why is it built that way?
I mean, it's this is Brazil, as what is his name? Dom from Fast and Furious would say, "Welcome to Brazil" or "Welcome to Rio." I don't know, one of those. That's what he says, and it's Brazil. It's how it works. It's just the fun things you discover.
You have saudades for your water not shutting off?
I do have saudades for not having these. I will be very honest and say,
Well done.
it has been quite the challenge. But as I said, this house is magical, and the yard is beautiful. Even with
Yeah.
these complications, it's great. We have fruit trees aplenty. They're beautiful
You can make
flowers and
little
fruits.
pizzas out of it too, right?
I could make a fruit pizza, Ex- except there's a fruit in our one of our trees that look exactly like oranges, but when you cut them and eat them, they taste exactly like, I don't know, like a lime that has been extra bittered, and
That's weird.
it's like a faux orange,
That's weird.
FAUX, like
It's a
it's like
forange.
it's a forange, yeah. And it surprised me the other day. I got it down and I was like, this looks so good. I cut it and like took a
Hmm.
bite of it, and it was just like my lips sucked up like
Oh, wow.
the Looney Tunes characters. But if you dilute it with enough sugar and you juice it down with some just regular fruit juice, it actually tastes good, and it has a nice it's a very bitter flavor, but mixed with sugar and other fruits and stuff. I made like a fruit pizza drink, we could call it, no sugar cookie blended in. It was yummy.
All right.
The last thing that happened is we discovered we got little critters in our roof.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, no.
Oh
Oh, no.
no. Yeah, so I think either like right before the last time we recorded or right after, we were, wrapping things up for the night, you using our one flush, brushing our teeth with bottled water, and we hear, and my wife like wide eyes, really like hardcore, and backed slowly out of the bathroom. And I'm like, what? She's like, listen. And then you could hear like little squeaky sounds. And I'm like, what in the world is happening? And we could hear them crawling. Like it sounded like it was on the other side of our bathroom window.
Oh,
It,
my gosh.
it creeped us out. So I ran outside and looked, and there's like a little landing on the other side of our bathroom window. It's enclosed and it's right above our laundry room. I didn't see anything. So that night or the next morning, I wrote the landlord. He said, I'll come out and we'll throw some poison around. And he throws some poison around. That sounds like we're just like tossing poison around. So he brings these packs of sunflower seeds that kill and dry out rodents. And so we toss one in like a little crawl space. We throw some in the roof. The roofs here are different. They're not like I don't know. It's not like airtight. Not that roofs are airtight, but it's all very like there's gaps and there's room for critters to go and all that. So we were like tossing some of the poison into that, and of course out of the reach of children and those kind of things. But so we did that, and then we waited for a few days and we didn't hear anything. And I was like, all right, they found those poison sunflower seeds and done.
Mm-hmm.
They returned, and we were like, oh, you got to be kidding me. They're back, but they're little, and they sounded like they multiplied. Like I heard more feet, and this time it wasn't just above our bathroom; it was kind of in our living room too. And so he came back today, and he brought like some traps to put in our yard that like trap them in and have like little poison in it and stuff. And then he brought like more traps, like more poison, and this time they were little pellets that are like, I guess, super tasty. And like he not only had me toss it in some of the same places we did last time, but like we have a what do you call it? It's not a fireplace, but it's almost like a potbelly stove, except it's a little more open, and we
Mm-hmm.
can either put wood or put some kind of burning liquid. It's called alcohol here, but it doesn't. We wouldn't use that in the U.S. But anywho, we have one of those, and it has a pipe that goes through the middle of the house, and we can use it to keep the house warm. And there's a sliver of a gap, and he just had me shove one of the whatever the poison up through that. So we're hoping that that'll do it, and we'll kill ourselves some critters.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate. I'll be giving you guys updates, because if we don't kill them, these critters are going to go wild. The animals will go wild, and we don't want that to happen.
No, we don't.
I think I just heard them. Good thing
Oh,
that's topic of the show. That's right, folks. We are talking about animals gone wild, but not because of what I shared, because of what Mark is going to share with us. So, with that, Mark, finish your update and tell us how your week really went.
Okay, so if you don't follow me on social media, this will be new to you. Obviously, if you do, then you know what happened. But I'm gonna share it anyway. So this is the portion of my update that I left out. That was part of the series of unfortunate events. I would say this is probably the catalyst of the series of unfortunate events. So every morning before I go to work, it's part of my routine, is to head over to Dunkin' Donuts to get some coffee, as you know.
As is tradition.
As is tradition. It's a glorious day for Canada, and therefore the world. But yeah, so I get in line, the drive-thru, for Dunkin', and go ahead and order my drink. And I'm pulling up, and my window is still down at this point. I'd leave it down because I'm about to go up to the actual window to get my drink and
naturally.
pay. And all of a sudden I hear this bam, and I feel something hit my shoulder. I'm like, what the heck was that? And I turn around and I look at the back of my seat, and there's a bird in my car. And he's just chilling there.
That bird's
Crazy.
sense of direction was way off.
Yep.
Way off.
And it turns out once I got to work, he actually pooped on me on impact.
Seems legit to me.
Scared the crap out of him. That's
Literally.
what it
You
did. Yeah. And do you know what happens when birds lose their sense of directions? It's because the Earth's core stops moving. Do you know that?
Is this a dad joke?
No, it's from the movie The Core with Aaron Eckhart.
Wow, I've not seen that.
No, oh man, it's one of those like end of the world, a post-apocalyptic kind of things where
I think I
it's kind
remember
of like
that.
Armageddon, but in the core, where they had to drill down to the
Armageddon in the core.
Yeah, it's exactly they had to
Should've
go.
named
You
it
know,
that.
mm-hmm.
But
it
yeah,
out.
so there's your endorsement. So yeah, he's chilling out in the back of my seat there. And I'm like, oh my gosh,
Chilling out. Does he have like a newspaper and
well, he's just kind of
Sugar cookie
He's hanging
with
on.
fruit
Yeah,
on
he's
it?
got a fruit pizza. Yeah.
Yep.
his arms on the armrest? Like, that's nice.
It's
He smelled the fruit piece on your breath. He was like, I want some of that.
It's a nice car you got here. No, but he was just kind of gripping to the seat, and then when I turned around to try to move and look at him, he flew into the back of my car, and so I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to drive to work and then try to get him out of the car.
You can. I don't know if I would have been able to do that. I
don't
probably would have
either.
pulled over.
Well,
into
thankfully
the parking
he just
spot.
chilled out in the back. He's good at chilling out.
He's just like,
Yeah.
Is this? Are you an Uber for birds?
Apparently.
apparently.
It's funny. My parents said the same thing.
No way.
So yeah, I drive to work and then I spend the next 40 minutes trying to get this bird out of my car. And
40 minutes.
Yeah, because he kept getting away, and he ended up crawling underneath the passenger seat of my car, front passenger seat.
Wow.
And when I actually went back, I went into work and got some gloves because I was going to try
to clean the poop off of you, because you haven't talked about the poop that's on you yet. Like, did you clean that off?
Yes, I did eventually. I did. Here's the thing: I didn't realize he pooped on me until I sat down at my desk.
Oh no!
Yeah, and I turned around and I was talking to my coworker, and she's like, "Yeah, you know he pooped on you, right?"
Oh no!
I was like, "Dang it!"
Oh wow.
So yeah, so I get some gloves, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna try to grab this bird and get him out of there. And when I did that, he vacated further up into the underneath the passenger seat, to where I could not get him out. Like, I couldn't put my hand in there to get him out. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna leave my windows down, and hope that he gets the idea. And so probably 3-4 hours later,
More birds were in there.
well, no, thankfully. Praise God, no. So I go back out, and I'm looking in, and I'm like, it looks like he's looks like he's not there. And so I'm like, bah, but I need to get some sort of light to see. And so I was able to get one of the because I work at a car dealership in the service department. I grabbed one of the service tech's flashlights and stuck it in there. And yep, sure enough, he was still in there. And so some other guys from work came out and started trying to help me get it out. And they started, moving the seat, and because it's got like you can move it back and forth,
Yeah.
Mhm.
So how long was it that this bird was in there? I mean,
Oh, we're not
day?
we're not done. We're not done.
At this point, how long
at this
had it
point,
been?
when you go back out, how long has it been?
It's been about 4 or 5 hours.
Okay.
Dang.
Yeah, so maybe less than that. But anyway,
We're not done.
yeah, we're not done
Marc
yet.
says.
Only just begun.
Exactly. So, yeah, these guys, some of my other coworkers come out. They try to help me get him out, and then they move the seat. They move it forward. It freaks the bird out. He flies up from underneath the seat, and they're like, "Grab him! Grab him! Grab him!" And I'm trying to move stuff out of the way to try to grab him, and he climbs up behind my dashboard, and so.
Like underneath the steering wheel dashboard, or
No,
on
this
the
was on the
glove
passenger
box?
side, so behind the glove
Okay.
box. Yeah. So, yeah, he climbed up there, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I walked back in. I left the door open this time because I'm thinking, okay, so he's been staying in there. He's not flying, so maybe he's just stunned and he can't really fly that much.
Yeah.
And so I left the door open thinking, okay, well, maybe he'll jump out. And so I leave that open, and I'm thinking, like, man, how am I going to get this bird out? I don't know, and I don't want this bird to die in my car. Behind the dashboard is going to be a stinky dead bird.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, I'm going to call animal control. So I called animal control, and they show up. And they use one of those like telescopic mirrors, like it has like the little circular mirror at the end of the scope, to where you can like stick it underneath and you shine a light so you can see in hard to see spots. And he does that, and he's like, well, okay, so there's no outlet to the other side of the dashboard from here, and there's no outlet to the engine compartment, and we don't see him up here. So he must have left. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll go with that. So I go about my day, the rest of my day. That was it's the same day that I had to go to the cardiologist.
So how long has it been now?
At that point, since the bird entered the car, was probably about 6 or 7 hours.
Okay.
And so I go off. I go to my my appointment and everything. I proceed to have to reschedule my appointment because the power went out. So I left and went home. I was home the rest of the evening. And then the next day, I come outside to, get in my car to go to work. And I get in the car and sit down and look to my right. And there was an old Dunkin' Donuts, like an empty coffee cup that was in the cup holder of the door. And I looked there, and who is perched on this cup?
No way.
But this
That is
dang
crazy.
bird.
Wow.
And so this bird was in my car almost 24 hours.
Dang. At this point, he's just looking at you like, let me out.
This is my
I'm
car
tired
now.
of
Well,
being
I
in
could
this car.
I'm the captain now. He was just looking at me like, hey, what's up? I'm like,
Yeah, he was delirious at this point.
I'm like, no, we're done here. So I get out of the car, and I come around to the passenger side, and I slowly open the door, and I very carefully and gently pick the cup up.
While the bird is on the cup?
Bird is on the cup. And
Yeah.
he didn't move until I got over
What kind of
here.
bird is this?
He's apparently is a house sparrow. And so I got over here.
What is a
away
house sparrow? Like, is that like
You mean a
tamed?
car sparrow? This is a car
Yeah,
sparrow.
apparently.
Is that-
If it were a house sparrow,
It's an
it would have been in a
adaptable
house.
sparrow, I guess. And I'll tell you
The
about
chameleon.
I'll tell you about house sparrows in a second because I got learned.
Got
a
some
little
Marc
bit.
facts.
I got some education from somebody.
Okay.
So yeah, I've taken the cup, I've turned it away from the car. He's out of the car, and as soon as I have it up and out, he takes off. So he is officially out of my car.
Are you sure?
Have you double checked?
Well, if he's back in there now, then I'm just gonna let him stay in there because
There you go.
props
He's
to
got a
him.
new friend.
Somebody at work was telling me like you should get a car cat.
Car
Yeah.
cat. Yeah.
And just lives it. Have you seen what cats do to the inside of cars when you leave them in there?
No, I have not.
I mean, I've only seen it in the movies, but I imagine it's real life.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
And yeah, I found out from one of the lady on my worship team at church. She is very much like a bird enthusiast. She's part of a bird club where they go bird watching and have big events and things like that. And I was talking to her about it because I figured she'd get a kick out of the story, and I took a picture of the bird because I basically took the picture in my rearview mirror of him in the very back. And she looked at it. She's like, "Oh, that's a house sparrow. Oh my gosh." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, those things are evil. Like they were brought over here from Europe, and they should not have been brought over here because those things are ruthless.
That was a suicide bomber straight in your chest.
She said they will rip the spines out of other birds."
Oh my!
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's like the Kratos of sparrows.
Mortal
and
combat of the
she
bird
said-
universe.
She said, and if another bird or whatever ticks this bird off, it will have this sort of syndrome where it goes around looking for other birds' nests to kill birds. Like it's some sort of syndrome. Like I'm like, well, maybe I should have killed it.
Pretty bird.
Because that's
Pretty
horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But yeah, so that is my bird story. I am very thankful that this bird is no longer in my car. He's a cute little bird, but oh my gosh, annoying as all get out. So that is the reason for our topic of animals gone wild. Do you guys
That's
have
right.
any particular stories of your own you care to share?
So you were talking about I've had some run-ins with birds in my house. Like I don't know if you guys have ever had a bird end up in your house. It is absolute chaos, especially with kids. And they see that thing flying around. It is like it's chaos because you never know where they're gonna fly.
Yeah.
And they could dive bomb into you, and they have no sense of really how to get outside.
No spatial awareness. Yeah.
Right. They don't know how to get outside. I mean, we're having all the doors open and it's just flying from one fan to the other fan, from the living room to the kitchen, to the hallway. And we've had a few of those. It gets really creepy when I go downstairs and the light's not on and I hear like a chirp, 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 chirp. And I'm like, what? So I turn on the light, and then it's just like flies across the basement. I'm like, oh, that scares the crap out of me. Where I scream like a little girl. Hey yo! What was that?
Sorry.
Hey yo!
I was trying to pull up something that one of our joiners sent for the.
Oh, okay. But
enough.
I had a car cat at one point. Both me and my wife, we had our cat Lily when we first started dating, and we ended up still having her when we moved on into our house. And there were times when she was an outdoor cat, so she was rarely inside. But there were times when we're on our way to work and our cat is in our cars.
Just like meow.
Yeah, it's like
Where's breakfast?
My wife, she had never left the driveway before noticing that our cat was in her car, but I have left the driveway before. She was like in the back, right next to the back window, behind one of the headrests.
Oh
So I
yeah.
didn't notice until I got down the street. I looked in my rearview mirror to make sure like there was nobody behind me or whatever, and I see my cat. I was like, "Oh, well, can't be doing this."
Coming with
Nope.
you to
Gotta go.
work.
Yeah, bring your cat to
Yeah.
work day.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hopefully, no one has allergies.
Yeah. For me, I actually have had many run-ins with flying critters, but not birds.
Bats.
Bats.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Growing up, we had bats in our chimney. We had bats in our neighborhood all over the place, and they inevitably would get into our house. I think because my mom back in the day, she used a ton of hairspray, and I think it attracted the bugs somehow, and then attracted the bats because she got dive bombed a couple times when I was a kid, and then these bats would get into our living room. And I remember the very first time it happened, my mom screamed like out of a 70s horror movie, like just that blood curdling. And then she tossed a blanket over me and like smothered me because she thought I guess the bat was going to pick me up and take me out of the house. Um, but thankfully, my uncles eventually, like one of them got like a sheet and the other got a broom, and they like tossed it on the bat and just beat the bajangles
Oh,
out of the
goodness
bat and
gracious.
killed it like nuts. And the next day my dad took it was the next day my dad actually took the bat to, for whatever reason, I don't know why he did this. I don't know if he thought like because it was the first time I'd seen like a dead bat or something. He took the bat to, he had a pharmacy at the time, he owned a business, and he took it to the back part of the property and buried it and put a little like cross and just put the initials DB for dead bat. And then we had a eulogy, a funeral for DB, and that was the end of DB, dead bat, that we buried in the back
Sounds like
property.
an episode to some sort of dark comedy.
It really was. I was like, what? I mean, I was a little kid, so I was very entertained. But like looking back,
Yeah.
I'm like, what was happening? Like, why did my dad do that? But he did. It was funny. And then later on, I remember in high school, it was me, my mom, and my sister, and a bat all of a sudden got in the house, and I just had flashbacks of when I was a little kid, and I immediately like hit the ground and was just like, I was freaking out. We were all laying on the ground, and like I didn't know what to do. Like it just froze, and it was just like flying around, and then all of a sudden it'd disappear for a moment, when it's like crawling on a curtain or whatever. And eventually my dad gets home, saves the day. He gets a racket, and there's this 1 second it's like flying around a certain direction, and he just bops the thing like a tennis ball, and it just goes flying across the room, and that's the end. DB Jr. gone too soon. So yeah, that was some of the bat stories that I had of growing up.
Oh my god. Who would think to use a tennis racket?
Dude, the sonar goes right through the tennis racket, and so they can't detect it, and they can't do anything
I
about
mean,
it.
not really much has changed. I mean, your dad hitting bats with tennis rackets, you hitting mosquitoes with tennis rackets.
Yeah.
I mean,
It runs in my family.
it's a circle of life right here.
Yep.
It's in
Kill
your blood.
stuff. Killing stuff with rackets. It's in my
It just
blood.
feels natural. I don't know
Passed
why.
down from generation to generation.
Just like my father before me. I too kill things with rackets.
Oh, that's good.
Oh gosh. So some joiner responses here to our topic real quick.
Of course.
So Space Hawk 91, Caleb from the Mountain Nerds podcast.
Hey,
I've heard of that guy.
He's the
I've
man
heard
of the
that.
hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still not enough exclamation points. Um,
Come on, man. Pull it together.
he says, I once fought off several raccoons at a campground with rocks and sticks.
I need a video of this.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's the raccoon hunter.
Yeah.
Also, we went kayaking and were 10 feet from a very large alligator who disappeared under the water. Immediately, we got out of there quickly.
Yeah, if it
Nope.
disappears, leave.
Was he
Okay,
at Lake
bye.
Placid? How does that
Okay,
work?
bye.
I guess.
See ya.
Lake
I was
Placid
watching-
2.
I was
Mountain
watching a video
nerds.
where This guy was like, this guy was like he was fishing and he was trying to reel his fish in. And it was like really fighting him. And he's like, oh yeah, you gotta pull it. And all of a sudden he pulled on it more, and out comes this giant freaking alligator. And the dude's like, Ryan, run! Ryan, run! And he's trying to run away, and he's got the fishing pole still in his hand that is connected to the fish
Let
that is
go!
in this alligator's mouth.
Let go!
Wow, that's special.
We went camping. Actually, well, my wife went camping, and I didn't meet them until the next night, and we had brought our dog with us, and our dog had we had our dog food right inside the tent.
This is Maggie, right?
Yes, Maggie. So this was last year, and in the middle of the night, we hear a little scratching at the front of the tent, and
Hey,
turn on the light, and you can see just a little raccoon hand just coming trying to get to Maggie's food. So my wife couldn't sleep the rest of the night, but lesson learned: don't keep Maggie's food in front of the door.
We had
That's correct.
We had raccoons living in our wood stove, behind the wood stove, and it was a mama and her babies, and we had to call animal control, and they had to go in and get them out.
Oh, that was their home though.
Yeah, in our house.
They were living there. Oh, mesh.
They should be, living out in nature where
They should
belong.
They should be. I don't know. It looked like Lucas just left. It looked like he was trying to hit some gnats or maybe mosquitoes.
He's got to get the tennis racket.
I am 100%. He does. He brought it. Yes, he did. Oh man. We predicted, Lucas, that you would come back with the tennis racket, and you did not disappoint.
I'm ready. A mosquito just attacked me.
Does that say DB, dead bat? What?
It looks like it. It says YPD.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what that means, but it's yeah.
You're
YPD.
pretty dead. And that's what that means.
You're pretty dead. That's right. Perfect. I like that. The Yo Pretty Dead racket. I'm ready for the mosquitoes if they come swinging by. I've never encountered a lot of raccoons in my life, but where I used to live, I was in apartment buildings with Mindy. It was actually our first apartment together, and there was a forest off from our parking garage, and all of our parking garages had a little storage unit next to it. And inevitably at some time, I guess, field mice had just taken over I don't know if they took over the apartment complex or different areas, but I remember one morning I was doing devotions in my kitchen, and I see in the corner of my eye movement, and I look over, and it's a little mouse hopping around my kitchen where I'm sitting at the dining room table, and I'm like, what in the world? I'm in a second floor apartment, and I'm like, what is a mouse doing here right now, a field mouse? And this is my first time having a run-in with a pest like this. When I was a kid, I had a hamster. I watched that movie The Witches, and I wanted to have pet rats and all that jazz, and I actually did get pet rats later on in life, but that's another story for another time. But so I go to the store to find, traps. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do to kill these things? I'm like, I don't want to do the ones that clamp down and break their neck, and that's too mean. So I'm going to what about these sticky traps? These don't seem too bad. And I don't know if you guys have used sticky traps, but they are just as cruel. So I put a little bit of peanut butter on the sticky trap, right? And I put the sticky trap underneath the sink, because that's where they're coming out of. They're coming out of underneath my kitchen sink. There was a little hole where the kitchen sink joined into the drywall, and I think they were moving through the complex through the behind the drywall and stuff. Yeah. And the next day I open it up. There are two mice stuck to the sticky trap. One can't move. It's face is stuck to the sticky trap. The other is just the back legs of the mouse, and he's using his front legs to crawl around the bottom of under the sink. And I'm just like, okay, now what do I do? I've caught them.
I did
Do
not think this far.
do I just throw them in the garbage? Like, and of course, at that time, I was like, I got to take a picture. So I actually have a
course,
picture of myself holding the sticky trap with the mice like alive and connected to. Like the one mouse is like trying to get himself off. He can't, like, they can't, once they get stuck on it, they cannot move. Like, they can't separate themselves from it.
Yeah.
It like adheres to their bodies. And so then I get there and I'm like, I'm standing in front of the dumpster with the sticky trap with the two mice. This is like January. So it was like winter. I was like in winter clothes and I'm like, well, I just toss it into the dumpster. And I'm like, if I do that, they're just gonna like starve to death over time. That's not nice. Or what if they like escape and like they come back to the house and they like attack me in my sleep?
Revenge.
Revenge of the mice.
And I do the most disgusting thing ever. I toss the sticky trap on the ground, turn it over, and I bash it with my shoe.
Oh, goodness gracious.
It was the most serial killer thing I've ever done in my life.
That's a horrific scene.
It was, and it was so horrific. When I got back, Mindy looked at my shoe and she's like,
What?
"What's
Throw
on your
that away.
shoe?" And I looked down and it looked like brains or guts had gotten onto one of my
Oh
shoes.
my
Oh,
goodness.
so
When was this?
I had to clean those shoes
Last year?
No, this is before we had kids. This is like
Oh, okay.
2000. This is like the winter of 2005, 2006, our first year of marriage.
Okay.
So, yes, that was the first and last time I used sticky traps. But I killed, in all, I think I killed 5 mice. In our storage unit, actually, one of the mice got into our boxes and destroyed some of Mindy's childhood memories, in which she still is bitter about that.
Yeah.
But we got him in the end. I used an old-fashioned trap, and he definitely got, neck
His
broken and
comeuppance.
killed by that. He got his just desserts.
I can't do that. Like I just not with my shoe. Like no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was
I don't know.
disgusting. I could never do it again. I did it that one time, and I was like, that was not smart.
And now you
Yeah.
have like a wooden sandal that you kill things with.
That's right. I kill stuff with wooden sandals.
Nice.
You got it. So yeah,
Oh my gosh.
didn't see that coming, did you?
No.
It took
I
a
don't know if you
turn.
noticed, but like I had my jaw open for like 3 minutes.
What am I listening to?
Oh my gosh. Got a few more joiner things here, comments. Well, a lot of them are basically tiger spottings in neighborhoods.
In Florida,
it's-
no less.
Yeah. One he was talking about Ryan Straube was talking about like I guess there was a neighbor in one of the videos that was like giving a guy crap for drawing his gun on the animal, and like I'm sorry, I love nature, I love animals, but I'm gonna protect myself. So
Yeah,
it's
I
either
really thought
me or the tiger.
I really thought you were gonna like say a rhyme or a limerick when you started that.
I was
love
waiting for
nature.
that, yeah.
I love France.
I
I'm
love
gonna
lamb.
crap my pants if I don't shoot this tiger's face. I don't know. I messed up that rhyme, but you know what I mean.
Nope, I was just not.
If I don't shoot this tiger, I'll crap my pants. That's how I should have said it. I inverted
If I
it.
don't shoot this tiger, I will die.
That too. Yeah. Good call.
Yeah, if it's coming my way, I'm gonna defend myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, I believe you. And you've played many hours of Apex. I think
Yeah,
you know
you're
your
good to
way
go.
around a gun.
You're like Mozambique, yeah.
Mozambique to the face.
Oh, my ult is ready.
Yeah. I'll be like, I got my racket ready. Let's go.
Yeah, there are several videos here that they posted about tigers in neighborhoods and everything. And was that the
I got
Kill
one.
one.
Yeah. That's the sound it makes.
That's oddly satisfying. Okay.
It is.
But there's one video that I was watching, hence the "Hey there" video of this guy. This guy and his wife, they're coming out to the car, and all of a sudden you see the wife like really starting to move, trying to run away from something, and he realizes that there's a rabid bobcat that has jumped onto her back.
Oh my goodness.
And
Rabid
yeah,
bobcat.
yeah. This cat was very obviously like
foaming at the
tweaking
mouth
out
and stuff.
everything. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. And so he immediately like puts his arm in the way so that because it looked like it was about to like bite her and stuff, and then he immediately grabs it. He's holding it up, and he just tosses it. He just tosses the bobcat away. So which is exactly what I would do.
Wait, is there a video of this? You said
There is.
on the
Need to watch
Discord?
this.
Yes,
I
it
didn't.
is on the Discord.
All right, I'm gonna
Okay.
go check it out. Not now, but I will.
Yeah.
I'm doing it now.
Yep. Do it now.
Right here, right now. Well, if you're gonna do it, then I'm gonna do it now too. Okay, Mark, vamp while we look at this.
Vamp?
Vamp.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that like
vamp.
vampire camping?
Yes.
No.
Absolutely.
It's a real
You
word.
vamping over there? Yeah.
I did not make up that word.
Are you vamping, son?
So there's which video am I looking at? Tiger caught
Man
on video.
throws rabid
Romy?
bobcat.
It's
here
it's
it
one
is.
of Ryan's posts.
All right, man throws rabid bobcat after it attacks wife. Oh, this is 2 minutes long. Oh my gosh, hold on. How do we get to?
But yeah, a lot of these videos, the rest of the joiner comments are basically just tigers where they shouldn't be in neighborhoods. So, yeah, I don't know what I would do if I ever had to deal with something like that, other than, I don't know of a way to actually deter an animal like that in that situation without harming it in some way.
That guy, I just watched that. That guy had no fear.
Yep.
Absolutely no fear.
Well, he was too concerned about his wife, obviously.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's amazing what the body does and what the mind does when you want to
Got
protect
adrenaline
something.
going.
Yep, adrenaline pumping.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like with a tiger, like, what do you do? Like, you I guess, just run to your house.
Inside,
Yeah, and then call,
bunker down.
I guess, animal control. I don't know if animal
Call
control's-
anybody.
Yep. Call the National Guard.
Eh, they could direct you.
Yeah, I guess they could get a trank gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should invest in tranquilizers. I don't know.
What about mace? Mace is a good one. Spray it in their face.
Try to mace a tiger.
Yeah, I mean,
If you're close enough to mace a tiger, you're
yeah, I
done.
guess.
You're done.
Yeah, I guess. No, they got
rest
some.
in-
They got
rest
some
in
mace
peace.
that's got some pretty good reach to it.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't really know, but I'm guessing.
Interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, those are all the joiner responses. It's just a lot of
Tigers and bobcats.
Yep.
All right.
Tigers, bobcats, and raccoons.
Mm, mm.
Oh my.
All right.
Me oh my.
But has everybody said their piece about animals gone wild?
My heart is clear.
That's good.
Is it? Is it really?
I mean, yeah.
I will add
yeah.
that did I ever mention that I owned rats at one time
you
as
did.
pets?
You did.
And they were brother and
No.
sister, and then
What-
they had babies, and I went from 2 rats to 7 rats. Yeah,
Wait,
they had 5 babies.
they were brother and sister, and they had babies.
Yep, that's how the animal kingdom works, my
I
friends.
guess, yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yikes.
When
On
you got
that
no
note,
options. Yep, it was quite awkward. Like, yeah, I was like, oh, I have a brother and sister. That'll be fun.
What did
And
you
then
name
all of a
them?
sudden-
Like Cletus and
Fievel, Cletus and Sally. No, it was Fievel
Sally
and
Ann.
Lola. Sally Ann. It was Fievel and Lola, and then
Did Five go west?
he
was already in
eventually
west.
did
Or did he go down? Or did he go south?
when I gave him back. They took him west, took him to the farm.
Oh,
And,
yeah. The
so
old
these
farm.
were actually feeder, like snake feeder rats, and they just gave me a couple just for fun because I told them that I always wanted like to have pet rats because of that movie The Witches back in the day. And
That made you want to have rats?
Yeah. Didn't it make you want to have rats?
Maybe have nightmares.
Well, that too, but the rats were like the heroes.
That's beside the point.
The rats helped the little boy defeat the witches.
There's so many of them. They're not cute at all.
Yeah, well, they were to me. But I got that out of my system. Once I had the rats and owned them, and then they had the 5 babies, I was like, nope, I'm out.
I'm done.
I'm not doing this. So I gave them back, and they fed all of them to their pet snake. So R.I.P.
Circle of life.
R.I.P. DB, Fievel, and Lola, and DB Jr.
Lola.
By the way, we named the bird.
What is it?
Since it's a sparrow. It's
Jack. Jack. Yep.
Nice. Appropriate name.
Nice.
All right. Well, that concludes Animals Gone Wild. Thanks for joining us. Feel free to give us a call at 929-GMG Guys. You can tell us your own Animals Gone Wild stories. Let your voice be heard. Speaking of what should be heard, as always, Mark, what you got for us on this day in that old history, movie history, film history, any history?
What? You good?
I was just going to keep talking, but I thought I'd stop eventually. It is approaching midnight, so my filters deteriorated to nothing.
Yeah, of course. This week in movie history, I do have a couple of movie premieres of note that came out this week. First of all, Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo.
I thought you were going to say The Birds.
Yeah, that would
have been awesome.
What?
That would have been amazing. That's actually what I used for the GIF for posting to Discord.
It was.
Beautiful.
Which, if you watch that movie now, like, it's hilarious.
Oh, it's so funny.
Hilarious.
It's hilarious. To watch the effects of that.
It's
that
awful.
It was what they had at the time.
Yeah.
So it's all good. But no, Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo was released on May 10th, 1958. This week, the anniversary of Pulp Fiction is this week, 1994. That came out. And also this week, Star Wars Episodes 2 and 3 came out this same week. Different years, of course, but yeah, same week. I remember Episode 3. I was in line outside because they had us going in kind of the back way to the movie theater. And there were 2 guys cosplaying as Jedis, and they were lightsaber dueling. And it was really cool to see because they were good at it.
Nice.
Yeah. And actor birthdays this week. Rami Malek, a.k.a. Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Nice.
Robert Pattinson, a.k.a. our current Batman. And George Lucas's birthday is this week. That's
wow. There you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As well as Kate Blanchett, who was Galadriel in Lord of the Rings, and Hela in Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, that's true.
There you go.
Good call.
So, that is it for me.
Cool. All right. Speaking of movies, guys, do you want to add a movie to the GMG MAFT 100 list?
Indeed.
Yes.
Okay. Patrick, what do you got?
Ooh, I go first. I'm going to say Iron Man.
Boom. There it is.
The
one that started it all.
Mm-hmm.
I meant Iron Giant.
Oops.
Close enough.
Just kidding.
And you're a liar. Mark, what do you got?
The original Jumanji with Robin Williams.
Classic.
Beautiful.
Classic.
Love it.
I'll do you one right with that. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, the reboot sequel.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
I watched that movie. I tell you what, I went in being a skeptic and being like, what are you trying to do? Trying to mess with my classic Jumanji with Robin Williams. And Mindy and I laughed like nonstop.
It's one of those movies where you can just
so
throw
fun.
it on and it's hilarious no matter what point of the movie you're in.
Yep.
I got a weakness to cake. Who has a weakness to cake?
I need to see the sequel. I haven't seen that yet.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
The
it's
first
okay.
one's the original reboot. Yeah. Welcome to the Jungle, the one I mentioned, still
Yeah.
better, but
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's it.
All right.
That is it.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty then. Pat,
Yeah.
Mark,
Mm-hmm.
and Ronnie J, the spirit of him at least, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners. Go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game. Have a sugar cookie fruit pizza on Mark.
Wait, hold on. Did you say go get your good morning? Not get your good morning on?
What
Go
am I supposed to say? Go get your good morning this week.
Yeah, he always says that.
Wait, hold on.
He never
Does
says
he?
on. Yeah.
He's you don't say on?
Who says get your good morning on? That's
Go
weird.
get your good morning
That
on.
sounds like get your good
Hold
morning
on.
on.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Is it midnight 30 here too? Like what? All of a sudden we've been doing this for like 140 episodes, and I am just now listening to you.
Somehow I'm not surprised. Thanks, I appreciate that.
Well,
Love you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Hey,
And that's how you know he cares.
That's right.
hey. You know, it's like better late than never. You know
Just
what
so
I mean?
you know, it's as you live, as you work, and as you game. That's how I end it.
Yeah, I know
on.
that.
Go get your
Well,
good
you don't say
morning
get your
on.
game on.
Go
I
get
don't-
your good morning on this week. No,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound right at
Go
all.
get your good morning on.
Go get your good morning this week, and may God bless.
Go
and
get
guide
your good.
lives.
I say it more, and it's weirder every time I say it.
He's like, stop it!
All right, you say it. This is exactly what I wanted. Thank you for this.
Go get your good morning on, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game. You say, go get your good morning this week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go get your good morning this week.
What am I
Get it.
thinking of then? Go get your good morning on.
That
does sound weird.
When we
Now that
post
I-
to the socials,
Wait, what do we say when we post to the socials?
a lot of times I say, go get your good morning on. And we get that from Married to the Games.
Get your good morning on?
When they say, well, get your insert thing here on.
Insert thing here.
Yeah, that was a thing that they would
That's
say
the
quite a bit.
secret formula. Insert thing here on.
Yeah.
Insert thing here on. I'm so confused. My life is turned upside down right now.
140
I
episodes.
don't know what
folks.
life is
That's
anymore.
how long we've been
What
doing this.
year is it?